Thank you so much for being on this website. My name is Minal Sampat, and I wanted to tell you a few things about myself. Let's start. All right, what's my favorite food? I love to cook, and I cook a lot, and I love food. I've been a vegetarian all my life, but I have to go with tacos. I absolutely love tacos. So I did grow up in St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful. Many of you may know the beach called Megan's Bay in St. Thomas. It's one of the world's best beaches, and I get to call it home. I still have my family in St. Thomas. I get to visit all the time. I can escape the winters, and you know what? It's one of the best places to be. So if you haven't visited yet, make sure you visit St. Thomas. The craziest thing I have done. Well, I've done some super crazy things. I've jumped out of planes like skydiving. I've traveled the world. But the craziest thing I did was a couple of years ago, my husband and I, we actually got an opportunity to move to Washington State from New Jersey. So we actually donated everything we owned, and we got a rental car, packed it up with our clothes and our computers, and we did a cross-country road trip and moved to Washington State without ever being there. And that was the craziest thing we have done. And you know what? Currently, right now, I still live in Washington State, so I guess it kind of worked out, didn't it? So about the world record, thank you so much for asking me that question. You know, when I first started my company, I was in my 20s. So I wanted to do something that would allow me to give back to the community and make a splash at the same time. So instead of doing like a cocktail party or a dinner party, my team and I, my wonderful team and I, we decided that we're going to have an event called Swish Away Breast Cancer. The premise for Swish Away Breast Cancer was to get the most amount of people swishing mouthwash at the same time. Now this record, the world record, was actually being held by Colgate before us, and they broke that world record in Times Square, New York. So you can only imagine the stress that came with it. As a dental hygienist, healthcare is also very important to me. So what we did for Swish Away Breast Cancer is that we chose October. As many of you know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and October is also Dental Hygiene Month. So we combined the two, and that's why Swish Away Breast Cancer now makes sense, the name of the event. We combined our efforts with a local high school. We created a whole campaign about bringing awareness with breast cancer and at the same time oral hygiene. We got together in October at a gorgeous football stadium. We had everybody in pink, even the mayor was in pink. And we at halftime had more than 1,500 people break the world record for the most amount of people swishing mouthwash at the same time. And that's how I launched my company. So Swish Away Breast Cancer was absolutely amazing. And if you want to learn more about it, you know, go online and you can check it out. You can just Google Swish Away Breast Cancer or send us a message and we'll tell you all about it. The cool thing that we did with it was that we utilized all the marketing strategies, including community marketing, social media marketing, and the heart of it all was connections, building a brand through connections. Swish Away Breast Cancer actually is how I got my start, because I was able to get on Dentistry IQ on Yahoo Sports. We had TV2 channels, we had interviews going on, and that's what really brought my company and my name in front of the dental community. So it was a fantastic event. Thank you so much for asking me that question, because it's really, really close to my heart. A marketing strategist is somebody who can take a look objectively at everything you're doing in your marketing. So what I do is I go into a practice or a business and I look at everything that you're doing their marketing right now. Where are they spending their money? What kind of customers and patients are they getting? Where they should be spending their money? And also train their team to do their marketing and handle a lot of it, like social media and such. The interesting thing with me is that I don't have anything to sell you. So you will find that there are many people out there who are marketing strategists, but they have a website to sell, or they are selling social media services, something or the other. I am not selling any services. So when I come in and I take a look at things objectively, I kind of tell you, hey, what is working, what is not working, and if there is a need for a company for you to work with, I tell you who that company is, and I connect you. And not only do I connect you, but I make sure that you get the best deal and that your team is trained to handle it all. So as a marketing strategist, my goal is simple. Save you money and increase your production and revenue. And most of my clients will tell you that that's exactly what happens. We are able to reduce marketing budget and the expense and increase how much money you're making. So many of us have our whys, and my why was also because based off an experience. I started doing marketing 10 years ago, actually, in 2008. And if you remember, 2008 was a height of recession. So I am a millennial, and I did grow up in a time where many of us lost jobs and had really bad financial impacts on our life. When I started working in the dental field, what I came across was that there was simply too much marketing out there. It was not being put in front of the target audience in a language that they understood. So there was a lot of sales, a lot of promotions, and there still is. There's still a lot of sales, a lot of promotions, and really no connectivity with the target audience. And what I started to do is I started to change the language and started to create avatars for the people we want to attract to the practice, and at the same time remove the marketing budget. This is going to sound super ironic coming from a marketing strategist, but you don't need all that marketing. In fact, I guarantee you that all the marketing you're doing right now, you need about 60% of that. The 40% you don't need. Too much marketing is too much sales and too much promotions. So when I became a marketing strategist, my goal was always to make sure that the right people heard your message and at the same time connected with you and you are being authentic. So my why is really trying to make sure that we are connecting with people, and we're just using different kind of platforms, marketing outlets that let us do that. And it just happens that I'm good at it and I'm able to reduce marketing budget and increase your revenue. And that's my why.